Let's make a cup and saucer. This video has been sped up to look like it's really fast. Remember, last time we wrapped up our clay in wet paper towels, you'll want to take the wet paper towels off, set half of your clay to the side, and then roll your other half into a ball. When you've done that, you can use your hand to press the clay flat against the type of texture that you've chosen. If you've decided to use the plastic plates, you can set them side by side so that they're big enough. And then check with your pinky on the side to make sure your clay is going to be thick enough. Carefully remove it without tearing. Then you can use this bowl upside down and a stick to carefully draw around the circle. Take the bowl off, set it to the side, and finish cutting out your clay. Keep track of those extra clay pieces and put them with the rest of your extra clay. And to finish your plate off, grab some water on your finger and smooth out your edges. And there you have it, your plate is done. We're going to use the rest of our clay to make a pinch pot for our cup. But first you'll need to tear a little bit off that we can use for the handle of the cup later. Set that aside, and then you'll want to roll the rest of your clay into a nice smooth ball with your hands. Once that is good to go, you'll want to stick your thumb in, but don't go all the way through. Using your fingers to pinch around the outside, this is why it's called a pinch pot. You're going to pinch the walls of your cup, feeling for any spots that are really, really thick and pressing them out thinner. After you've done that, you'll want to check for the depth. If it's not very deep, you may have an issue where maybe your walls were too thin like this. That's not what we want. There's a way to fix that. If you tear into the sides and a few places overlap, press them together, sometimes you can get it to look nice and deep again where it could hold water. If you do that, you'll have to dip your finger into some water and try to smooth out all of those cracks on the inside, on the outside. Get it looking nice again. But if that ends up being too much of an issue for you and you're not able to get it the way you want it, just go ahead and crumple the clay back up and start over. So again, to review, press your thumb in and pinch around the outside. You want your cup to be able to hold water. Should be about the thickness of your pinky. So if you hold your pinky up to the edges, should be about that thick. If it's any thinner, your clay will collapse. Now you want to tap the edges on the table to make sure that they are nice and flat. You'll also want to tap the bottom on the table to get the bottom to be flat. That way it can stand up on the table on its own. And to finish up your cup, go ahead and get some water on your finger and smooth out all of those cracks and edges. When it's good to go, set it to the side, and we're now going to work on our handle for the cup. So using your extra clay that you set aside, we're going to roll what is called a coil. A coil kind of looks like a snake. I like to do this straight onto the table, otherwise the mess mat moves around. So using my hands, I am rolling it out into a long coil of clay. I want it to be about the thickness of my pinky. Pretty good. What I like to do is roll the end just a little bit into kind of like a curly Q for the bottom of my handle. I'm putting it up to the side of my cup to see if I have enough. I had to tear some off. Looks like it's not small enough yet. Tore a little bit more off. That looks pretty good. Remember what I talked with you guys about slipping and scoring? In order to attach my pieces, I have to score and slip with the toothbrush exactly where the handle is going to go. I need to do the same thing to where it will be attached on the handle. Once I've done that, I can press the bottom in and the top into the cup. Again, you'll want to tap it on the table, make sure it's going to sit flat, and there you have it. That is your cup. Smooth all the edges out, and just a reminder, the bottom should be nice and flat so it can sit on the saucer.